This door on this 2006 Mitsubishi Lancer makes a rattling sound every time the door is closed. This rattling sound is super annoying. In this video I'll show you what causes it, how to access it and what you can do about it. I've already removed the door panel and this plastic door liner, and you can see inside here there is this metal piece here that's vibrating, that's causing this rattling noise. So along its bottom edge this used to be glued. I checked it with a mirror. On the underside of it, where the glue bond was, it's not painted. That causes this rust streak to appear. Whatever amount of moisture gets in through the door handle there on the outside, or passes by the seal here at the top here between the glass and the metal, that moisture gets in and corrodes this now unpainted surface area there, the entire length. Up here it's spot welded. So what can be done about it? I'm not going to spot weld it. If I pull out the welder, it's gonna burn a hole through it right away, so that's not really productive. I don't have a spot welder appropriate for the purpose. I can try gluing it with epoxy glue or crazy glue, but those glues are rigid. What made this fail in the first place is that rigid glues don't withstand the amount of vibration that the metal components are under. Another idea would be one of those silicone bumps that are self-adhesive and people put on cabinet doors. Would be one idea, just so to stop it rattling. I think I'm going to go with something like this. This is adhesive backed Velcro. My purpose is I'm just gonna use probably half of it, because I don't want this piece to be stuck back there. I just want it not rattling. And of course the obvious choice, just bend it up out of the way, either remove it and just leave it in there, so wherever it's vibrating or moving, it's not hitting again the other piece of metal. So those are some options. The window liner has this, or the this vapor barrier or sound barrier has this mastic or caulking on it. It's nasty. Try not to make a mess with it. It's gonna be making these long threads when it's being pulled and removed, so that's how this behaves. There isn't a better way to deal with it. Ideally in cold weather this is gonna be making fewer of these long threads and it's gonna be less miserable and stays together more as a bead. That's not an option. This is the mid-May the northern hemisphere, mid-May. You need to remove 4 screws. There's one screw in this plastic insert. Another screw lives down here underneath this plastic cap that needs to be popped up. A third one lives there, which also needs there, which also is covered with a plastic cap, and the fourth one is there. For the motor, for the electric motor, this connector here needs to be unclipped or disconnected. Very straightforward. You just push down on the tab here and pull on it. On the door panel side of things, the 4 screws are there. The second one is, of course, there. The third one will be here, and the fourth one is here. 2 of the screws, I've got the screws here and you can see the tools. 1 screwdriver, 1 putty knife, 1 little kitchen knife, and I used this bar for 2 seconds as well. I'll explain. So the screws have a cap, a plastic cap with them, and that's how they come. So you're gonna have to lift the edge of the plastic cap and then back out the screw, because these are together just like so. Very straightforward, not rocket science. This cap here has been taken out from this recess here, over there, and by the look of it, it can be installed either to the left or to the right. So this can go back either this way or this way, because there are slots on either side of this plastic molding there. You can see it. So as you can see, I tried to pry on this piece from the wrong side, not knowing how this was actually installed. You can see my little kitchen mark knives. Of course that side didn't work. It has to be only pried from the other side. So there you have it. The rest of the holes in the door, which are this one, just a round hole, two, and further ones down here, one there, one there, one there, one more, are matching the shape. This is the inside of this door liner, matching the shape for these plastic snap connectors, which just snap in place. Very, very straightforward. That's how they look like. And all you need to do is place a putty knife. Just don't scrape your own paint off or somebody else's, some kind of thin blade, and just pry it. And of course with an edge that's flawless, but that's not going to gouge out the paint, something like that. And I'll show you the motor here, or the switch that leads to the Windows motor. And maybe a little more light out here, and there you have it. So the connector fits this socket here only one way. You can see this partially square recess up top there that matches the shape of the connector there. That's where this tab goes. Very straightforward. That's how it goes together. Last thing, this item here is not going to fit through the door panel without rotating it. So once you have the screws removed, peel it back out, and you're gonna have to turn it sideways a little bit to fit it through this opening. Peeling it would involve, and of course after removing that screw, it has 3 hooks on it, on this plastic housing where the plastic joins the metal. So there's one there, and the third one here at the front. All of the 3 hooks engage at the same time, so you have to move the panel and the handle forward first, and then it comes away from the door after that screw has been removed. So that's the lay of the land. That's how to access it. The amount of time it took me to talk about it is exactly the same amount of time it takes to get it done. Very easy job.